Hey guys, Miles here. This week's topic is passing tips. So yeah. I just want to kind of start off by saying that even with, even though we're like telling you like things you can do to appear more masculine or to try and pass more, like you don't have to do them. We're not telling you that like you have to act a certain way. This is just to kind of help you appear more masculine while you may not be like physically transitioned yet. Because I know personally when I was preteen, before I was really passing all the time, I acted a lot more macho and had a lot more masculine, traits and mannerisms to try and help myself pass. But then as I started physically passing more because of testosterone, and now that I pass 100% of the time, I have reverted back to some of those feminine type qualities, because that's just how I act. It's not because I identify as a girl, it's just because that's how I act. Like, I talk with my hands. A lot of guys don't talk with their hands. And when I was pre-T and not passing very well, I wouldn't so much, because talking with your hands is kind of a flamboyant thing and seen as feminine. Anyway, that's just an example. And I just wanted to clarify that we're not telling you how to act or what to wear or anything. That even if you're not passing well and, you can act feminine, it's okay. I know tons of feminine trans guys. Like, the majority of trans guys that I know are actually, like, gay and feminine, which is funny. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to clarify that for everyone. So anyway, passing tips. I guess I can start out with, like, clothes. I was actually talking to a friend about this today. For those of you guys who may have little, larger chests, I personally wouldn't know, but, for those of you who do, layering shirts is really, really good. Especially if your binder doesn't bind you all the way, or if you can't get a hold of a binder yet, layering your clothes will help kind of hide that. So I personally, what I do is I wear a binder, I wear a wife beater, then I'll wear a t-shirt, and then I'll wear flannels. I wear flannels all the time. They're like my best friend. And that kind of, smooths out your chest and kind of makes you appear flatter. Like, I can go out without a binder and a t-shirt and a flannel, and I pass 100% of the time. But of course, I'm a little smaller, so that won't really work for everyone. But layering clothes is always a really good idea. Not necessarily like baggy clothes, but just the layering effect, because you don't want to look like you're in your older brother's hand-me-downs. It'll just kind of make you look like a little kid. So I would say don't get sizes too big for you, because even though it'll hide your chest, it'll make you look really young and childish, in my personal opinion. All of this is my personal opinion, by the way. So, again, don't take it as this is something you have to do. Jeans, I have personally found that skinny jeans work the best, because the way our bodies are shaped, obviously our hips are wider than a normal man's, and we go, our legs kind of go like this. So I find that skinny jeans fit better on me than straight leg jeans. Straight leg jeans just appear really, really baggy, and like I'm trying to be, I don't know, like hood or whatever, which is not me at all. So I would say go with skinny jeans. They'll look like straight leg jeans on you, or at least they do on me. And as for where to wear your jeans, because I know a lot of guys ask this, is you want to wear them right at your hip bone, and kind of like right at the top of your ass crack. That way it makes your torso appear a little longer, and it takes emphasis off your hips and ass. If you wear boxers, that's even better, or even like boxer briefs and have them like kind of peeking out of the top of your jeans. Not like where you're sagging or anything, because that's just not classy. Anyway, but just peeking out a little bit is okay. I do it all the time, and that kind of re-emphasizes masculinity, because, you know, girls obviously don't wear boxers and they don't peek out of their jeans. Well, I mean, girls can wear boxers. Anyway, you know what I mean. So yeah. As for clothes, that's pretty much what I have to say on clothes. On hairstyles, I know I get really confused with like hairstyles and stuff like that, because certain styles work better with certain face shapes, and I've never been able to tell what face shape is what. I'm just really bad at that. Shorter does not always mean more masculine, because one time I got my hair cut really short when I was only a couple months on T, and it actually feminized me, because I didn't have hair to hide like the more feminine qualities of my face. It was all just out there, and I looked really childish and kind of girly. But what I do know is that in the sideburn area right here, they're not your actual sideburns, but that hair that comes over the top of your ear here, it's more masculine if you get it cut straight and squared off. That's more masculine than kind of like a triangle tapered look. That's more of like a feminine pixie type cut, which girls do. And then also if you get it squared in the back, like I kind of have, I don't know if you guys can see that, but squared in the back also is masculine. You can get it rounded and like tapered and stuff like that, but the squared off look is really a masculine thing. Basically a lot of like straight edges and hairstyles is seen as more masculine, and apparently layering is more feminine. I was unaware of this. Someone told me this. I was like, okay, whatever. So maybe not layers. Yeah. Other passing tips. Mannerisms, like I said, guys don't really talk with their hands much. It's kind of like seen as flamboyant or feminine or gay or whatever. So, I don't know, I guess try not to talk with your hands. As for walking, girls and guys walk two different ways. The way girls walk is they always put one foot in front of the other. So like if you saw footsteps of a girl, it would basically just be one straight line of footsteps. But guys walk with their feet next to each other. So if you saw footsteps of a guy, there would be two lines of footsteps. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're walking down in the street or wherever. Because when you put one foot in front of the other, it makes your hips sway a little more, which is a little more femmy and can give away that, you know, you were born female or whatever. So that's something to keep in mind. Guys tend to take up a lot of space, so when you're sitting somewhere, just take up more space. Legs apart. If you cross your legs, don't do it with your knee over your knee. Do it with your ankle on your knee. Again, I'm saying do these things, but you don't have to. It's just the way I'm wording it. But yeah, take up space, stand like strong. Try to keep your like weight, like your center of gravity centered. Like girls have a tendency to like shift from one foot to another. Guys are usually centered. Yeah. Voice-wise, if you're pre-T, I know voice can be a really, really hard thing. I don't really remember how I kept my voice low when I was pre-T. It just kind of became a natural thing for me to talk lower than normal. But another thing you want to remember is that guys also have less inflection in their voice. So you don't necessarily have to always have your voice really low, but try to, not really monotone, but more leveled out and like not quite as inflected everywhere, because that's seen as kind of a feminine thing. Other passing tips. I don't know. I can't really think of any right now. Whenever clothes, hairstyles, kind of, mannerism, speech. That's all I can really think of for now. So if you have any questions, feel free to message my personal channel. I'll probably answer those a little quicker. But yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. I don't pretend to be all-knowing, but I'll see what I can do to help you guys out. So yeah, stay tuned for the other guys' videos, and I'll see you next week.